Shake our hand. Alex, have a show.
Sheriff, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did everybody have a chance to review the agenda?
I did not move to approve the agenda.
I second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Did everybody have a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting and the special meeting on the 20th?
Yeah, I would move to approve the minutes from both meetings.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the last two meetings. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Did everybody have a chance to review the vouchers?
Yeah, I went through them, pretty fine, through all my questions.
I move to approve the vouchers as presented.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the vouchers as presented. Is there any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
It's only time.
That'll work.
How's it going, everybody? Yeah, we're happy to do this. That's what we're going to do. It's okay. I'm working. I'm at work this morning. It's a bummer when that happened, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Flag. No flag. Wonder why they don't have it.
Okay, we have a library board interview scheduled. We have a little class reunion here this morning.
A little bit. That's what I was just thinking that, Steve.
So, morning, Heidi.
Good morning.
So you're interested in being on the library board?
Yes, I am. It's come up several times over the past several years, and I thought several times.
Can she read?
I did go to Wheeling High School. That would be a board that I could dip my toes in to get started in maybe something else. So that's why I'm here. just felt like it was time.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself and your experiences and why you think you'd be a good board member.
A little bit about myself, born and raised here. I have a college degree in accounting. I was gone for 18 years. My husband was in the military, so we were gone for 18 years. He said, let's go home. He's from Southern California. I said, where is home? And he said, Wyoming, so here we are. Been back for 20 years. I think I would be a good fit because I am, not that I know that there's a fiscal responsibility issue with that board, but I am a pretty fiscally responsible person and feel like that's important anywhere. So I thought that this would be a good place to get involved. And I read quite a bit, so being on the library board is kind of a double benefit for me.
Have you ever been on any other boards before?
Not government-related boards, but I've been on volunteer boards. I currently serve on a mentoring group here in town. I'm the treasurer of the Teammates Mentoring Program here in town.
Treasure, imagine
I know, right? When we lived in Montana, I was involved in a group similar to the Teammates program up there for elementary age kids. So yeah, I've been on boards or worked with boards most of my adult life.
And this is a 4-year term, or 3-year?
With a moratorium, shall not continue date.
Correct. Yeah, the library board's unique in that you can only serve 2 consecutive terms. And so the current person in this seat will have to be done by June 30th because they've served 2 terms.
this one runs out June 30, 2029.
Okay. I think I'll still be here.
Do you guys have any questions for Amy?
I think that the library board, contrary to other boards that maybe look at, see like, ooh, we've got somebody who can do books or accounting or whatever else, they usually pigeonhole you into the treasurer position.
I'm ready for that.
I don't think that'll be the case. I think can't help yourself from getting into that side of it, but hopefully it should be a little bit more, not necessarily being pigeonholed into that line of work, but
Right.
it all encompassing it else. You know, I know Maggie gets hit up for these and she's like, I don't know if I want to do the books for those guys because that's what they're asking.
Right, right.
But it should be more, I don't know, fulfilling.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, and now Christy and I do the financial management for the library, of course, but there is that oversight by the library board to ensure that what Julie's bringing over for deposits is being reflected, what she's reporting for expenditures is being expended appropriately. And so there's that oversight for the board, but we physically manage the funds. My question for the board, I've been interested in your appointees there's a couple of free trainings out there, but I think there's a really good one through the nonprofit network. It does cost, but I think it's far more robust than the others. And I think Heidi'd be a great guinea pig.
Look at that.
She'd tell me the pros and cons and be
Whether
really,
it's worth it or not.
yeah, exactly. And so with your permission, I'm not sure what it costs yet, but if it's not exorbitant, and I think it's like $200, but if you're willing to do it and if you're willing to pay for it, I think it'd be beneficial to send your appointees through it if they're willing.
Yeah,
I'm always willing to learn, so,
Okay.
yeah.
typically, we asked that there was a couple, actually, they're free online board training courses, and asked all appointees to take one or the other. One was through the library board, and then the other was through UW Extension.
Okay.
But yeah, if we've got one that maybe is more thorough and better training, do it.
I do have a question, it just occurred to me. The special district training, is the library board a special district?
No. And that's, so because Christy and I manage the actual physical finances, you do not have to go to the training.
I already have, so.
But it's not a requirement.
Okay,
Okay. And even if it were, I've never received a list from the department to tell us who to remove.
Yeah, you think that would have showed up somewhere?
Yeah.
I know there's some that haven't.
Yep.
So-
Me too, but anyway.
Of all the things I could pick, I didn't pick the right one.
Yeah, I wasn't required to take it, but I felt it would be beneficial to take it, so I did.
But I'll get back in touch with you about the nonprofit board training. I'm just interested to see what the difference is and how beneficial it would be.
Who provides the training?
The Wyoming Nonprofit Network.
Oh, okay.
So you might have to do one of the other trainings so you can compare them.
They're pretty easy.
Yeah.
They're pretty quick.
Okay, if we don't have any other questions, I would entertain a motion.
I would so move to nominate Heidi Adams to the library board for a term expiring 6/30/2029.
A second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to appoint Heidi Adams to the library board for a term expiring June 30th, 2029. Is there any further discussion?
The only thing, I failed to tell you this, I have not received any other applications for the position, so she's the only one who's
Good job.
got sucker on her forehead, I guess, but, and just for everybody here and then on YouTube, we do have Fair Board that needs to be appointed by the end of this month. We have Planning and Zoning that needs to be appointed by the end of this month,
So is your mom going off the board?
Yeah.
She's
and
termed
not,
out.
and not volunteering for those other two, just so you know.
Why not?
If folks are interested in either of those two boards, they need to apply by the, it would be, I would have to have them by the 12th in order for you guys to consider them on Tuesday the 16th.
Yeah.
So that's for planning and zoning and for fair.
Two at fair,
I think it's just one.
get one.
Who's- who's up there?
We did two last year at fair, I think. Full fair, I should
But
say.
that's all I had.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the party.
Now to the new fair board. Okay, we have an executive session scheduled. I have a motion for that.
I would move we go into executive session for legal advice pursuant to statute 164405A.
A second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to move into executive session for legal advice. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
You're going back on it.
Thank you. Yeah. it's-
Right in front of the men's room, I just, the second person going down.
So we will add
Yeah, I should not stand here. Okay, I'll see you later.
consideration of the
Good talking to
final
you.
order for the Chugwater Wind project at 3 o'clock based on our conversation in the executive session.
I've been at Adams way longer than I was.
Now, Heidi Graves, you're a lot younger. I went to school with Tony and Ken.
And Tammy.
Yeah, you did, Ken.
Are you getting all ready for those grads?
Heidi and I were just talking about that. I might be real busy that weekend. I might have too much to do, I don't know. What about you?
Kind of hard to think I'm gonna go to a reunion party with my parents.
I know, it's not that, I know, that's what I think too. It's like, does it have to be all the really old people?
How many years does it take to be an old grad?
Is it 40?
40 years.
40?
Yeah.
So then everybody 40 and on is in old grads.
So maybe, I don't know, I'm not that interested in going really.
We are talking about our 20-year this year, and
This is your 20 year?
yeah, and not interested in, I started looking at who was like really excited to go. I'm not really excited to go.
Well, I think social media has taken away the anticipation and kind of the
Yeah.
curiosity out of seeing
100%.
people, you know?
100%.
So
Shut it off.
Yeah.
Shut it
I
off.
think there's that.
There's a huge stress.
Okay, we have Road and Bridge on our agenda.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
So I will start with two encroachments because I always seem to forget them at the end. That one's just Brookside. Guy just wants to
Bobcat.
make a, he just wants to make his driveway a roundabout driveway versus a single entrance. And we looked at it, I talked to him, and no problem.
So he'll have 2 entrances off the county road.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So,
He didn't quite get it, did he?
yeah, nice enough fella.
Grants a license to construct, maintain, use, and operate Bobcat.
That's what he's gonna use to put her in.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and then this one's up off of Fletcher Park, just wanted to put an access off of Fletcher Park. And then it'll parallel County Road, but well outside of our right of way and all that, so it's for the access for their private road they're doing up there. And then there's maps, diagrams, and all those things on the backside of that one. You wanted to skim through that one or not, or I can wait, or if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Okay, so.
We can multitask.
Okay, perfect. So for the last 30 days, we did a lot of work on just trying to clean up bloater and stuff. So we got Brookside, did that, and got some good and established some decent drainage on that. Hauled some millings and gravel on there. So we gave, that road got quite a bit of attention over the last, for several weeks. And then Olson kind of built up a little area there. Clients were putting in a scale and bringing trucks through, so they did a lot of the, they did all the approach side work, and then we kind of squared up the county road a little bit more for them, but they're about done with that, so then we'll just cap it and be in good shape, but they've been good to work with, and no troubles. Did some road signs, Glendale, Guernsey area, a little bit of bag patching, what we could on Fletcher Park, and just kind of some of this little area here. We took a cattle guard out of Fletcher Park, which was very nice. It served no purpose. We talked to the property owner that his property stretched across the road. And he's like, yeah, I have no desire for it. And really where that cattle guard was, everybody, it through the subdivision up there, so everything was, the road was already an alley of fence, so that's one less we gotta worry about, which is awesome.
Really nice.
Yeah, and then Diamond Road, we got a, spent a little time down there cleaning out some cattle guards. We had a lot of millings down at the pit, so we've been kind of just taking those, mixing those up and building a stockpile. And getting that kind of cleaned up and good, and then a whole lot of gravel out to Cattell Road, just kind of filling in that, the real sandy little draw down in there, so to kind of build that up and get it sorted. Those were our main ones, and then for June now, next month, we're looking at trying to get our gravel stockpile back up at the shop. Started hauling yesterday and then had to change directions.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so that was a little intense coming down the interstate in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But we made her back and that was all right. But then we're getting some gravel up on Harris Park. I did talk to Twin Pines and they said they're not gonna look at doing anything for phase 2 for quite some time. So we put a couple little sandy spots on Harris Park to try and get tidied up. We've been holding out hope. But so we'll start giving that second portion of Harris Park a little bit of attention that we can. The hardest part up there is there is just really not many places to turn around. And there's going through those little S curves and up that hill that's kind of right by the county line. There's really nowhere good to turn around and belly dump up there. And we almost have to go clear up towards the Boy Scout camp just before we get turned around. So it's just hard to get gravel in there in a timely manner and not spend all day to get 3 belly dumps to make 3 turns if we're lucky. So we'll keep working on that though. We're gonna try and get Glendo, Glendo and Guernsey take about 14 loads of gravel to each one of those areas. Wendover is one of Guernsey spots, and then I think Meadowdale somewhere we're gonna look at Glendo and kind of get cleaned up some. And then Tank Farm, there's a cattle guard on that that's kind of sunk in, so we're gonna try and figure out how to like raise the whole thing without tearing up the asphalt and then kind of shore it up. But when you're driving it, whoops in pretty good. So we're gonna experiment with how to do that, and then from there we can look at another one on Glendo Park that's kind of the same way. So we'll try and get that tidied up some, and then, yeah. We, like we talked about in the first little bit this morning, it was just like a strip of rain and water that came through and just smoked this whole area over here. So a lot of that whole area out there on those roads, Drake, Fairview, Cozad, Bells, Ringneck, they were just, Ringneck had a foot of water on it there for a little bit for about a quarter-mile stretch.
Wow.
And I mean, there was just nothing, it was bubbling out of the irrigation ditch even, like just everywhere, it was crazy. Yeah, it all just hit all those hills and flowed down. So that was good, but interesting. And then gray rocks in the typical spots, it was running over, so we'll get those, we're working on getting those tidied up today. And then tomorrow we'll start going in with a blade, but we gotta let some of that road dry before we can, otherwise we're just making as much damage. But that was those, so that's kind of where we're focused right now. And then we'll start looking at chip seal prep for Fish Creek. And then hopefully we'll have to do a little bit of, we'll start derrip patching. Fletcher Park and Fish Creek will be the priorities to kind of fill in some of those things. Fletcher Park, just because I didn't get to Fletcher Park last year, and then West Fairview is another one. So those will be our 3 first priorities for derrip patching and cleaned up. But well, so Black Hills came out and changed the gas meter on our shop. And then said we were leaking a lot of gas. So they shut our gas off, which I talked to Jim. He's got gas companies coming. We looked at rerunning a couple lines in there to really just trim down to like, we need a water heater here and that heater out there in the shop. So they're just, instead of chasing all those dead lines and ends, they're just gonna rerun off the main split and hit the water heater and the heater to the shop, and we'll be good. So otherwise I think they would be there. There's so many fittings and so many gas lines are running all over the place for what they were gonna do down there with showers, etc. So that shouldn't be bad. And then probably like everyone else, we found a lot of leaks yesterday happening on our roof. I haven't been on top to look at it, but most of it was coming through vent lines for plumbing
Oh,
and stuff like that. So if that's the case, once it dries, we'll climb up there and try to reseal all those best we can. Last time I was up on the roof, the coating that they had on there looked pretty good. I can't remember when they said that they had resealed the whole roof, but was up there last year when that fire came across by Antelope Gap and watching. But the roof the coating looked pretty good, so I think that will be okay. It's probably just around those lines.
Your vent stacks, where they come up through, that's what you're talking about, where they
Yes,
got a
sir.
pipe jack around and the rotor's probably going,
Yeah, that's my assumption, because it was all,
running down the pipe.
yes, sir.
Okay.
So, like, so once it dries out, we'll climb up there and try and seal them up, get them back to snuff, but that was our big maintenance tragedy at the moment is we don't have any gas on right now, but the good news is with that, we will, should reduce our gas bill once it's done.
yeah,
That'd be nice,
yeah.
so,
That will take a long.
yeah. But, so that's last 30 and next 30 for, in a nutshell. And then,
Good time to find it when gas is so, what is the price of gas now? It's gotta be up.
Natural gas? My bill at the shop ain't really changed all that much in the last 90 days.
I'm not sure.
But, that was contracted,
Yeah,
because of your supplier, you could pick your supplier and they contracted the rate for a year, and I don't know when it expires.
Yeah.
I think it's August,
yeah.
is when they review it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I've gotten letters in my house yet from
Yeah,
people trying to.
it's like the same gas in the pipe, but,
Yeah, I don't understand.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but
Alright.
yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
Like, I don't get it, but it's interesting, and they're almost like, well, they're salespeople, blowing up my phone like, "Whoa."
Yes,
So,
choose your community gas partner.
yeah.
So we'll move on to budget, is that where you wanna go next?
Yes, sir, if you could please.
So you all saw what Chris had requested. And I always appreciate when a department gives a lot of good information, and Chris is chief among them, so thank you. What's tough is, so I did, Chris requested 3 shop crew members. I was only able to recommend the status quo, what we've got currently. But I think Chris will talk about that a little bit today. As I've told you previously, my goal was to try to recommend some sort of increase for employees. And so I was able to work that in for his existing crew members. You see these are highlighted because that's what he requested, was 3, but the shop crew is 2. And so, for the other line items, pretty straightforward. He did request 120 in materials, I was able to recommend 100. He requested 115 in vehicle repair, I was able to get that for him. The big difference is new equipment. And that 150,000, that is for the greater payment. The other 100 comes out of SCARF, of course. And so the issue, I think, with the impact assistance funds, should the NextEra project continue, there will be we asked for 3 6-way blades.
And that was
So-
on your request, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And so if that proceeds, but it's looking like that won't be until next fiscal year,
Mm-hmm.
not fiscal year 27, fiscal year 28. And so unfortunately, I wasn't able to get new equipment in this one. I think Chris is gonna speak to that too, and should you want to do some equipment, there's some options, of course. 1 is cut elsewhere. 2 is utilize the capital improvement reserve fund, which can be used for capital expenditures like equipment or projects like that, but that's something we can talk about. as Chris goes through and advocates for those things. Of course, these are just recommendations. You all make the final decision, and so
So in your equipment request, you had a low roll,
I'm sorry?
you had, what were your items? You had I left my book at home, I was right there. I forgot to-
So, under new equipment, obviously, as Mark said, the motor grader payment is priority. And then these are kind of prioritized, well, they're not kind of, they're prioritized. So a new skid steer with a cold planer. So we had a tracked skid steer, sorry. There's a whole chain link fence moving in the window behind me, the fellow.
It's a
And I was
little
a little
unsettling.
slightly distracted there, like, what the heck's going on behind me? So, but
you know,
yes, it could be.
in the department head, when I said that the exterior renovation would happen shortly, I didn't mean that shortly, but
It's immediate.
yeah.
That's an impressive response.
It's right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apologize for that. So a new skid steer with a cold planer, which we've seen the results of that, which would be, awesome. And it would help us a lot in, for example, like Harris Park all the way out there. We can work on that road using one of those versus trying to continue to move all that rock back and forth. So, and then again, on like a place like Fletcher Park where it's starting to heave up. So that for us is a big priority, and I think that piece of equipment will get utilized a lot. Talking with Laramie County, Albany County, they've had one for a long time, and they've had to rebuild it, just because they use it so much. And then on the Tunnel Road, Laramie County has two that they use. So it'd be a great, piece of equipment for us. And then a Mini X would still be great. It'd just save us a little bit of time to do things a little more, obviously expeditiously. One thing that we will need to strongly consider is a belly dump at some point, a new trailer. So right now we have a 95, a 97, and a 2002. And Beal's trying, but when we have 3 haul trucks, 3 belly dumps, so none of those trailers really get a break. So he's trying to keep up with them, but obviously lines are failing and airbags are going, et cetera, seals, all those stuff. So it would be nice to have another belly dump trailer because we do have 4 trucks that can haul trailers. So that would increase our time significantly on hauling. And if we're only at 3 people hauling, that would give Beal a chance to basically refurbish, or the mechanic, whoever that may be, to refurbish one of those other trailers and get it back up to kind of in good shape. Otherwise, sometimes it's tough. We go to hook up lines and then you can't.
So when you have all 3 of them running at one time, are you running one of them?
It just depends.
Or do you have a blade and come in and run one of them?
So you have, it just depends. So you have Mark Foreman and then 2 shop crew people right now. So when everybody is there, then they do it, and then I will typically take an end dump, and 3 end dumps is the equivalent of 2 belly dumps. So
Yeah.
if we make those turns, we just kind of factor that into how much we're hauling per load. So we consider a load a belly dump. So that's kind of how it usually goes. If somebody is not in, then yes. And if we're trying to do like a mass haul, like replenish the shop, then we'll call in blade hands and typically try to get at least 3 end dumps in the mix, so that it's simpler math for us as we're going. But having another one would be helpful, for sure. And it's not something that has to happen immediately, but it's something we should try and probably consider and look at in the future. The other thing I have on there is like an oil distributor truck, which when we do chip sealing, it costs us between the deadhead charge and then actually using that distributor and operator, it's about $9,000 to $11,000 a year is what it costs us. So, but then those things go for about 60-ish is what I'm seeing. Decent ones on like truck trailer and things. So in 6-7 years it'd pay for itself.
What's the life of one of those?
I do not know. The one we have at the shop think it's from the nineties and it's about on its last leg.
And that's the one you haul to Cheyenne or wherever to fill.
Yes, that's the
all
one
that.
we load her on a trailer and take her down. So, and I think long-term, it would be nice to have, because then we can also look at doing, some fog sealing and things like that. And just pick it up and spray it versus, you know, they've, like I said, they started charging a $2,500 flat deadhead fee for oil distributors now. So like last year, they brought a guy down from Montana, and, which, coming from Montana, $2,500 isn't atrocious, but if we had that capability. So, those are kind of the big ones that would be awesome to have. You know, if next year comes in and we can get some snow plows, some other 6-ways for the blades, that would be awesome to have. So we'll see what pans out with those. But I do think if we had a good skid steer, and they have cold planers, and then they have some that are a little bit larger too, and I think we can do a lot of good things on some of those roads, just chewing up some of that rock and making.
What's it cost to maintain one of those outfits?
I didn't ask Laramie County, or I'm sorry, Albany County. I didn't ask them how much their average is. I can talk to our new cat rep, used to be Laramie County's head repairman for maintenance and repair on public works there. So I could kind of ask him what the cold planers.
Because I know that mill we had, you know, that we just sold, that was one of the reasons that it never got used, is because it was so expensive to maintain and operate.
And him and I had talked about that, and he said like that was absolutely the right decision because they are so expensive. And he said cold planers are significantly smaller, so it's simpler. There's a lot less working components as well, so that makes it a little bit better. I think the biggest thing that is the bits. It just chews up bits like anything. So.
Yeah.
So that was new equipment, and again, the way I had them listed is priority of what we would love to have over time. So
That 120 you got for your new skid steer and cold planer, is that trading your other one back to them, or what is that number?
So last year I had Cat do a estimate on trade-in for our skid steer currently, and I want to say it came in just short or right around 11,000. So
$11,000?
yes, sir.
That's all they're gonna give you for it?
Yes, sir. For trade-in. But the fairgrounds in them are always, not always, but I think if we gave it to them, which is your decision ultimately. But
How many hours on that thing?
Yeah.
I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's not atrocious. I don't remember though.
Less than 10?
1,000?
Yeah.
I feel very good about that.
More than 5, less than 10?
Probably a safe assumption, yes, sir.
Okay. That thing is, and it's a wheeled unit, it's not a tracked unit,
Correct.
right? Okay.
And it's good, and I mean, obviously we keep it inside and it's well maintained, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's what the trade-in was, because it was right around 11,000, because there was a couple of us in the shop like, 11,000 for that.
And that's a medium frame cat or a large frame? on this?
Medium, I think.
Medium frame?
Yeah, I can't remember the nomenclature off the top of my head either. Yeah, I was a little surprised as well.
What year is it?
I do not remember.
I remember when we bought it.
Play help buying one for that.
I don't remember.
That's, yeah, I just had a question on that.
Fair.
Any
So-
other questions on Chris's budget requests?
I keep going back to maybe that oil distributor truck isn't such a bad thought, I mean, investment. I don't know what they sell for after you're done using it, but gosh, it seems like if we end up chip sealing roads for the next 10 years, we pay for it.
Well, we've always tried to do certain amount every year,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, which, and at that point too, it would be easier for us to start doing like some fog sealing and some coating to try and help preserve that a little bit. So I think it's definitely, from our perspective, it's worth exploring and trying to keep up with. So, only other thing, the other part that I have is, just a third shop crew person would be amazing. So just for an example, today, one guy's out an appointment, another guy's on recovery from an appointment. And so right now, I got one dude's covering down North and South Wheatland, trying to keep all that clean and squared away. Chugwater got a little bit of moisture for once, so
I heard that they got like 2.5 inches.
I got a half inch in my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's got good moisture right now. So, and then my Guernsey is overlooking at Lake Dickinson Hill in the far east portion of Wheatland. So right now, cleaning up all the water that came over Gray Rocks and all the stuff off the road is just the foreman and Dale. So
A
they're
little more
two
than that
guys.
in once you ice melt it.
Probably, yeah.
So it gets challenging when a lot of those, if I go down a guy,
Holy crap.
yeah, when I go down one person, it's, we can't keep up with the roads as it is right now. So when we go down one, it sets us back even further. And having part-time help is absolutely nice, and we can augment some of that. Challenge is finding someone with a CDL, but then you always run through, you hire summer help, you gotta train them on everything. By the time you get them squared away on it all, then they're leaving.
You should go attend the old grads reunion. You might find somebody with a CDL and time to spare.
That's a great idea.
It's not that
Careful.
This is a career fair, didn't you know?
Exactly. Part-time's a career fair.
For love.
Look for some part-time.
Oh, my hell.
You guys have plenty of time, Christ almighty. You don't have to drive to 3 in the morning.
Absolutely.
I'll get back to my cows.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in mind. But yeah, so like I said, it would be nice. It'd be awesome. I understand, but it would help us significantly. And then we'd be able to divide and conquer a little bit more too. So typically, if I got one guy, like when we did those cattle guard on Diamond, it was me, Mark, and Dale. And that's who was doing it. If one guy's out, 3 haul trucks are superintendent, the foreman, and 1 operator.
I think you've done a really good job of not like having a buddy system. Everywhere you go, you have one guy who doesn't do anything. I think you've been really good about not getting in that trap.
Yeah,
Like really good.
try to keep it distributed evenly.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I wish we had millions of dollars for more gravel everywhere. I understand. So,
You gotta have all your shop hands picking up rocks pretty before you know it.
yeah,
We'll grind them up into gravel.
yeah. Well, coal planer would do that.
Would. I am more impressed with the coal planer after what happened to, like what they did with Tuttle Road, and just because I'm on that all the time, but they missed one spot with rocks, and you go, that one spot, damn it, why did they get that? But the entire rest of the road is just fantastic. I mean, it's amazing what they have done to that. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you can get it from donations, I don't know.
I don't know, do it.
Let me think about that, yeah.
Cut it off to something.
Yeah, I know. What do you mean? We have rocks up here. Yeah.
Any other questions for Chris regarding the budget?
No, I think that as all the software and stuff, that's kind of I would expect the road and bridge to have a finer tune on what their budget needs on it than anybody else in the county. Do you think that's the case with all the stuff you guys have to track costs and stuff like that? Was it pretty easy to advise a budget?
Yes, and iWorks is just gonna help make that easier and easier, so.
Yeah, I think this is the one time of year we see how valuable that stuff is through that.
You
I
can
hope
do it.
I hope it is.
Yeah, that was the only question I had, I think.
Fuel number? Honestly, that's been the, number for the last couple years. We haven't expended all of it, so, but we've had two light winters. So we haven't been, obviously plowing and using as much, but I'm extremely reluctant to try and reduce that. So, because when we do get a hard winter, and then we'll be upside down,
The
so.
price variability too is.
We've gone up 30% in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
So our tank right now is, and I don't know exactly how many gallons, I go off of the feet, but we're at 6.5, so we're about half full. That diesel tank right now, I had,
That's a 10,000 gallon thing.
Mm-hmm.
is it? So we were at 4 the other day. They came and topped us up a little bit, and then halfway, right towards the tail end of the month, they'll come fill us up all the way. But I think we're sitting at like 65 or 70 right now.
You know, Chris, I don't have a crystal ball on diesel fuel prices
Right.
with what's going on, you know, in other parts of the sandbox, but I don't see it coming down,
I don't either.
but for a long time.
Yeah, which is why I've been reluctant to reduce that any. So that number has been the same for the 3 years I've been here
Yeah,
now.
you're talking reluctant to reduce. I'm reluctant to say, is it enough?
Yeah. that's-
Yeah.
Also fair. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Like I say, my crystal ball doesn't work, but I'd rather err on that side.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. It does, absolutely.
Because 30% of 10,000 is a chunk of change. Gallons. And then do the other part of it,
Yeah.
it'll run into, and, you know, to your point, you haven't burned as much because you haven't plowed that, there ain't any snow to plow.
Right.
Well, we got a super helper.
What's that?
We got a super helper.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for it and going,
That's where we're sitting right now on expended. And I can figure from that.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, here.
You know,
No, I got you right here.
Yeah, so, and like I said, he's gonna have to top us off one time, and I think that's typically, one more time right before, and it's gonna be
Probably
around
don't need that much, but
13 and a half, 14, I think is
because
his average.
it surprised me, it's been the same for 3 years, so
So,
you could probably increase it.
I'd rather have
20%.
fuel in the tank than wishing we had it when we need
Absolutely.
it. That's all I'm after.
absolutely.
But
I mean,
typically,
budgets are amended, but
Yes,
if
sir.
you can prevent it, that's just where I'm at with that.
I'd probably say agree 20%.
And one thing to note,
25%.
obviously, so the scarf number obviously is going to dig into the scarf reserve, but that's a decision that Chris talked about a couple months ago so that he can complete Fish Creek. But with high fuel prices, the scarf collection, of course, is lower. Half a scarf might even out because the severance tax, but of course, the fuel tax is going to decrease because it's
Yes.
per gallon. And so,
As gallons go down, taxes go down.
so I'm a little bit worried about our fuel tax numbers, what I've got estimated, because those might not come in where they were projected, but anyway. Just keep that in mind that we are digging into SCARF just a little bit, but it's okay. We keep a reserve there for multiple reasons, but one of them is, should you have a road washout, a bridge washout, you've got something to help partially alleviate that issue, so.
And next year, we, will reduce the amount of miles we chip seal by 2 to even that out. So Fish Creek's 8.1 miles, and next year, instead of doing 6 on average, we'll do 4.
Yeah.
So,
You know, to your point about them on the bridge, washing, failing, test, whatever it happens to be, you know, the people in YouTube land and those that aren't, you know, here today need to understand just the value of having that deck last time, you know, with that bridge deck sitting out there. And then the value with that guy sitting down there in the yellow shirt being an engineer to put all that stuff together. get that through the state, to get that project done for the amount of money that we did is absolutely unheard of within the borders of Wyoming. You just don't have that.
For the United States, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
you
right.
just don't have that.
Okay, we have an executive session scheduled.
I would move to call for an executive session for personnel matters pursuant to Wyoming statute 16440502.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to move into executive session for personnel matters. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Going back like.
You're back.
You guys are killing me with these executive sessions.
Hey, don't need to go to the gym today.
What's that?
Don't need to go to the gym today. Up, down, up, down,
I
walk,
don't-
walk, walk.
Yeah, I planned on it today.
Yeah, yeah.
We're a little behind, Jamie, but we
I noticed that.
got you
That's quite
scheduled,
all
so
right.
what do you have for us today?
I think it was the budget,
Yes.
and then as far as an update,
Let's start with your update.
I'm working on a trifold brochure for wildfire. I looked into making one for all hazards, and it's gonna have to be 2 at least, because there's so many, like active shooter or tornado, you wanna shelter in place. Whereas like nuclear or chemical incident, you wanna evacuate, so I'll make different ones for whatever.
You gonna send these out as mailers to everybody?
I was thinking of putting them around and having them on the website.
Yeah. They're good. It's like, things you should teach your kid before they grow up.
Well, and Ready, Set, Go is,
What we looked at that
yeah,
day.
it's being adopted by Emergency Management or Department of Homeland Security. And the Wyoming State Rural Fire Advisory Board went ahead and voted to adopt it as an evacuation setup. So you guys as the commissioners eventually will need to accept it or not accept it, however. But that's what the pamphlet would look like if we go ahead with it. And when I get more information, I'll get them set up for different scenarios.
Sure.
So you got through the color thing, you know, because we were talking about, you know,
Yeah,
yeah, this
I just-
models the state,
I
correct?
just went with whatever
It mirrors that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
whatever was in the ready.gov.
Well, because I looked at that, you know, in
Yeah,
these
so
offices, and it's like, go is red.
Yeah, go.
Typically, that's stop,
Yeah,
you know.
and there was a 2-month-long discussion about that before we would sign off for.
Jeez Louise.
This morning I mentioned the RAVE program.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the judges in the offices wanted a paging system. We have that capability with our phones, but we don't have anybody that manages the phones to put that in there. So I went through and started researching, and part of it is the RAVE system is a Motorola system that has a panic button on it. So they can have the app on their cell phone and they can hit the panic button and it'll tell their location and what the emergency is. There's 5 different things they can hit. Medical emergency.
Radiation.
Yeah.
That went for a mile.
My hesitation with it is that Laramie County instituted it and they had a military guy say they wanted to evacuate for 1,800 feet. A dispatcher took that as 1,800 meters and converted it into 1.25 miles or something and sent out an evacuation to the entire Cheyenne, that they were all evacuated for a suspicious package at a gate. So I'm gonna go visit with Katie Russo with the Department of Homeland Security about restrictions on who can use it and stuff like that. They do have a license for the county. And it'll do iPaws and most everything that our emergency alert system does. I'm not sure what they charge for each of those different modules because it is a Motorola system.
So who has the authority to activate it?
That's the question. Right now, on iPaws and stuff like that, it has to come through either the sheriff's office or the emergency management office to activate it. Basically, it's a code red or a reverse 911 alert. And you can do it geospatially, so you can do an area, just draw an area on the map. That's what we ended up doing in Chugwater. What was that, a month ago? 2 weeks ago? They had a couple kids that were stealing vehicles around Chugwater, so we just did a reverse 911, everybody
Oh, yeah.
lock your doors, be careful, that kind of stuff. And we just drew a polygon on the map around Chugwater, it's like, well, this is about how far they'd walk. So,
with
The
this,
Jehovah's Witnesses are coming.
yeah. Put a warning system up like that. At the court security meeting, that was one of the things that they had mentioned wanting was some kind of an alert system.
Think it'll work?
Huh?
You think it'll work?
I don't know. I'd like to try it on a
So that,
limited trial.
so that they want some kind of alert system, like a public alert system, or just for the court systems?
They want a public alert system so that if we have an active shooter on or anything going on outside of the courthouse, they get knowledge of it.
Oh, okay.
Or if they have something in the court, they can hit a panic button. Which they have the panic buttons under their desks, but it doesn't alert the rest of the courthouse, it just alerts
Dispatch.
dispatch. The other offices, like the clerk's office, treasurer's office, assessor's office, wanted some kind of notification they could do for a suspicious package that wouldn't call everybody there, because if you hit the panic button, all the officers and everything are gonna rush in. If you have a suspicious package that may be, who knows what, could be fentanyl or,
Yeah.
Anthrax or no.
yeah, anthrax, Ebola, you know, you've just contaminated all the officers in the county as well, and they have to stay there as well. So,
That's probably important.
So is there a way, like, if dispatch gets notified of a active shooter somewhere in the area, that dispatch can notify individual offices?
right now, just the phone tree.
There's no,
There's no paging system that you can notify. And that's one of the things I'm looking at in this system. You can make groups. So we could make just a courthouse group that could be notified.
and how
Or
would
a
they be,
county
how
group.
would they be notified?
It would come back through their cell phone.
So they'd have to put all their cell phone information in to sign that up.
It'd be just like,
An app thing?
yeah, alert sense. It'd be an app, but it's run by Motorola. I'm not sure of the licensing yet. I hesitate to sign myself up for all their emails and stuff like that to research it, so.
would this replace Platte Alert then?
It could,
Once you got comfortable with it.
yeah, once you got comfortable with how it works, you could probably replace Platte Alert. I'm not sure that it does the National Weather Service
Oh,
as well.
that one's kind of handy.
That's been pretty handy in Platte Alert, having the National Weather Service be
Be really handy, yeah.
So that's something I'd have to research, is whether it would replace Platte Alert completely. If it would, that'd be one less company. So. But for right now, I'd like to at least try it out with the panic button and a few things like that.
You see if it meets their needs. you know.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I don't know if it meets their needs, if they want, you know.
Test it a little and see if we can change the buttons on the front or on the home screen, so. But once again, it's Motorola, so who knows? It's their answer to Platte Alert or Code Red.
You know, see like
So basically what you're telling us is you've got research to do.
Yep, I've got more research to do. I need to go down and visit with Katie and do a trial on it, so.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. We are in a marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon, between 1 and 6. Low risk of tornado, medium risk of hail, medium risk of wind, and low risk of flooding. So,
Slim risk of rain.
there's less than a 2% chance that we'll have a tornado, so.
less than 2.
Less than 2%.
All right.
They
You
have,
heard it here first.
well, that storm that went through here spun off several tornadoes in Nebraska.
Oh, it looked like it. Yeah, it looked like it was angry.
They were concerned about it here, but we didn't have any, so. Other than that, I think I'm good. You guys are.
what's the update on the tower? I know Jeb was asking you earlier.
I got information back from Kent last week saying that they have the drawings for the footer. And he wanted to go ahead and order the whole 75-foot tower.
No, it's the FAA, I'm okay with that.
We've passed the first hurdle in the FAA. They're still doing a study on location, but from what I'm hearing from the folks I've visited with at the FAA, they don't think it would be a problem. They're still doing
Taking
an
it back by,
aeronautical study.
you know, one says this and one says that for the exact same spot on the map. What was it, 50-some feet difference?
Yeah, the elevation was different.
How can that be?
So, I have no idea. So I had a survey company come shoot the spot because they didn't want a handheld GPS reading of the spot. So I figured a survey company. So I had them come shoot the spot. They wanted a Google Earth reading. So there was 50 feet difference in elevation.
You shouldn't be.
No,
I'm sorry.
between Google Earth and what
That's a strong word.
the shoot was with the handheld GPS, or the stick mounted GPS. And I was like, does it make that much difference for our deal? And she goes, no, I just need to get it through this review. So I was like, add the 50 feet, I don't care.
As long as it's gonna be okay at the end of it.
So, has the tower been ordered?
The tower is getting ready to be ordered.
And
Do we want the 75 feet or do we want to stick with 55 feet and order the other later, is the question.
I would probably stick with the 50 feet, and then if we need to go up, we can order the other later, as long as
Okay.
it can be added on.
It can be added on as we go to put the tower up.
As long as the base is the ballast. and
Yeah,
all
the
that
ballast
for the
is all set
75.
for a 75-foot tower.
So, and the design is complete for the footer.
The design for the footers, the drawings for the footer are complete.
And so what's the schedule as far as a contractor getting in there? And
I don't have a schedule from them yet, I emailed them, so we'll see when they
the
get
way I
back.
understand it, that concrete needs to be poured by the end of this month.
Yep, in order to be cured so that they can set the tower up before the roof starts.
So time's ticking away.
At the end of the day, I mean, if we got plans and stuff like that, we could, I would hate to do it, but we could, I don't even wanna say it.
Well, that's my question is, do we need,
Yeah.
who's the contractor that's gonna do this?
And I don't know,
Do we need to get with a local contractor and get it done, or?
I can email them and ask.
I think we do need to do that.
I mean, I think you're gonna have to work with the tower company because they're gonna have to ground at the same time unless there's specs about grounding, and so.
Have an electrician do it. So concrete and electrician.
Well, and then the tower company could come back and say, well, if I can't verify that it was grounded correctly and now you've got your concrete over the top and that's just a freaking mess. Don't even wanna go down that road.
Okay.
That part of it, I don't.
You don't think that we wanna have a different company do the concrete?
I don't.
I think we could do that, but they have to be in communication with the tower
With-
company.
And it's a saber tower. Motorola is doing the, I guess it'd be the
If you
general
have the
contractor
design-
to get it set
If
up.
you have the design for the footer for it, and grounding is in there.
I don't have
Sub
the
it out
They
design.
build it to the design.
Yeah, I don't have the design yet, but I could. I'll get with Kent, and see if he has a construction plan in place or a company in place that they would like to use. If not, we'll just contract it out.
Our first week of August, window's going away fast.
It is, it's
Okay.
coming quick. That's,
And it's not on you, Jamie, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's going away fast and you could have changed it, I know you can't.
well,
You
and
know, it's not on you.
I need to stay on Motorola
Yeah.
to get it done.
Yes. It's, to me, it's to the point where this needs to jump to the front and everything else take a back seat until it gets done.
Till the tower,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least the pour.
Yeah, I would approach it like you're talking to Saber Tower going, hey, this isn't happening, we need to figure out how it looks if we do the concrete and the grounding and stuff like that, and then start working towards that, and either they do it, or we get a contractor that they're okay with that follows their stuff. I don't know, you know, at the end of the day, if you're meeting a deadline,
Yep.
you're relying on somebody else, then you don't really have any control of meeting the deadline.
And that's
So
the hard
how
part
we-
is trying to get other people to see the need to do it rapidly.
Yeah, and so if we do it, our risk in it is if we do it of ourselves and the grounding isn't to par, then that's on us. But if we are fairly confident that we can get the grounding correct and we won't have any issues with it, then I'm not that worried about it. But in either case, that's the only thing we can do is go, if we can't control, if we need to meet a deadline and we're relying on somebody else, then we need to rely on us to do it. But
I would assume that the grounding is part of the design.
yes.
And if somebody builds it to the design, then
It should be.
Should be.
Yeah, have somebody take pictures.
I mean, in today's world with pictures and all of that, shit. Yeah.
Well, if they have the engineered drawings already,
But the thing
that
about
should
mud
have
is you
ground.
can't see the rebar once a month board.
Exactly.
right,
Yeah.
And you can't see the grounding once a month board. Those pictures have gotta be done ahead of time, you know. Now, the other side of it is, they could put highly in it and hurry up, you know, and shorten that 28-day span. Some of the stuff
Yeah.
that they use today is not, doesn't damage, you know, its structural integrity like it used to.
Well, most of this
But
is
that's
for
only
weight.
2 weeks.
This is like a ballast. It's not
Yeah.
structural, but you're right. Yeah, they you
Well,
probably need to-
yeah.
And you've got bar into it that ties and everything. It is ballast, but it is structural.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yes.
Don't you?
You're right. You're right.
I just, you know, as I look at that, that would give us 2 weeks. But
so you're wondering about getting the pour done, the groundwork and the pour done, and then put the tower up before they start on the roof. Am I right there?
Right. If we
Yeah.
get the concrete done, then we have breathing room because
Yeah.
that's a Lego project.
Basically,
A erector set.
what Samson told us was the faster that can go up, the better. That,
The faster the tower.
Okay.
that basically,
Start with the dirt. I mean, that's where you start.
Yeah, you gotta start with the hole in the concrete.
Yeah.
Yes.
that they said to us, they'll work around it completely if that's what it takes. To not even worry, just basically pedal to the metal.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, we need to put pressure on them to figure out what they want to do and then
Yeah.
offer the solution. We will take, you know, give you a day or two to figure out if you can
And
do
if-
it, and then we can.
if the design's complete, Jamie, get a hold of it.
Mhm.
And if nothing else, we can take that to a local contractor. This is what we want.
Cause that design can't be proprietary.
No.
It can't be.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if we had the design, we could have somebody digging a hole right now today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Set up the pads.
Could have to move some chain link, but that's all right.
Yeah, that went up quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm comfortable with that. We just push forward no matter what.
Take a minute and dig that hole to grade in a day.
That's right, from 6 till midnight, that's all it take.
Yeah.
Or what time does it get dark? 9 till 2.
Just start in and get her done, huh?
Yeah.
And you, so coming up along the dispatch office and around that corner is our work area, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you would prefer not to disturb the landscaping out?
Every time, whenever you get a question, can we take this out, go talk to Christy. You say, Christy, you think it'd be a good idea to take this landscaping out? She'd go, no.
So our goal is to minimize the
The
disturbance.
impact, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll work on that.
Good luck.
Anything else?
Just the budget part.
So in
It's ugly, and that's the last number. Some of that is all the budget conversations.
So with our new chart of accounts, fire protection is a different department. It used to be part of the non-government accounts, but it's that Schedule 125, which I'll show you in a minute. I did recommend in new equipment, roughly $3,400. I'm gonna end up evening this out, so there's no sense. But we secured a grant for a vehicle for the emergency management department, which pays for it completely.
$3,300, what are you driving?
The 3,300 is,
That's the extra.
and so,
Is that the radio?
No, that's the extra legroom.
yeah, that's for a different type of vehicle. So the grant was approved for the Ram. The preference is for a Chevy just because of space,
Like a bedroom.
human space,
drivability.
Yeah.
because we have to have that consideration with our coordinator. But
That's a nice way to put that.
I think that personally, it's the fact that it brand new, I can't remember if it's 3/4 or 1 ton.
1 ton chip.
Fully outfitted is going to cost us $3,400
Oh, yeah,
is worth it. And
well
so,
done.
Candy wrote that grant for us.
Yeah, Malcolm and Candy got that done. I just got the bid.
Anyway,
That's awesome.
I knew there was a funding source out there for it, I just needed information and Jamie got it to us. So we got the truck, just asking for a little bit extra for preference, really.
It's a 1-to-20 match, not bad.
And then, in terms of fire, it's the same, really. I know I've pitched this to you a couple of times, and in the recommended budget, I have it built this way. I'm hoping that the general fund can cover the fire department for this year and next, so that I can build the fire fund, so that the interest on that will pay for the suppression account, and we never have to worry about that again. And we don't have to negotiate with fire districts on it, who pays what, it should just be done.
So in this budget, are we still billing fire districts for their portion of the suppression account?
And that's how the fund grows. So I would still bill them their proportionate share, it works out to about 33,000, what we keep. And then that goes into the fire fund. And as opposed to replacing the fire funds that are expended, it will just grow the fund, because we're using general funds for these expenses.
And you think 2 years will do that?
Yeah, we got about 3,500 in interest off that account this year. And so I think 2 years I'll be safe. And that's accounting for if rates were to go down a little bit, I think we'd be fine. But I just need 2 years, I think, and we'll be there.
It's good to win once in a while.
Yeah, who controls the fire fund? Us?
Yeah. Christie does. So when, it used to be under the control of Platte County firefighters, and then when Aaron retired, they reverted that control to the county, and Platte was unique in that we were one of 23 that had that fund not under the county's purview.
Right, we were the only county that had separate funds.
Yeah.
And the auditor didn't like the fact that it either needed to be under the county or separate from the county. It couldn't be both tied to the county and managed by somebody else.
So
That,
there's my recommendations for you. The $5,200 is the e-dispatch for software, excuse me. That's for e-dispatch. That's billed out based on how many firefighters are on each department.
Did you send bills out?
I have not yet.
Okay.
But I will.
Because Antelope Gap was wondering if they were gonna get a bill for that. I said they should.
If you tell them to bill them,
Well, there's quite a few people on Antelope Gap's paging systems, so.
okay.
So there you go. It's really pretty straightforward. I mean,
Yeah.
It's one of the easier departments. We do still have the emergency contingency fund. This is something we started, I think it was 2020 or 2019 when we started it. And the idea behind it was, should something pop up, the coordinator needs some flexibility, they've got it. And really, it was designed for a match for like FEMA grants.
Yeah.
So if something were to happen, we'd have our match built in. So,
Very good.
and then the only new line item, of course, is safety. I think a $250 bill for someone's safety is important.
And
But-
that's just, it's like safety vests and cones and stuff like that. It is amazing how the public will turn in, even if you have lights on, they'll turn in and wanna go somewhere. It's just, and drive right by you.
Maybe more people should be going and seeing Dr. Jamie Hazen. I just can't see and drive right past.
Yeah, they just, when we had that, natural gas leak at Safeway, there were people that were pulling up right in front of the fire truck wanting to go in and go shopping, and they're like, the store's closed. You can't
Yeah,
go
but
in.
they still have food in there.
Yeah, they wanted to go shopping. I was like,
I can't smell propane anyways, Christ. Yeah,
More
Sometimes the
unfixable
flashing
problems.
lights draw people.
they do.
like bugs to it.
Yeah. Bugs that.
You know, very,
Yeah, it's
very good
amazing.
comparison.
All right, do you guys have any more questions for Jamie on this budget?
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Okay.
Oh, this will be fun. Skedaddle?
I see you later.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll watch it online.
There you go.
Okay, we have planning and zoning on our agenda.
Hello. All right. Unlike normal, we do not have original Mylars. I'll get there. Let's start with the construction certificate. Finally, somebody said yes to my $1 million question. Super excited about this one. Super simple. This is for Stealth Loop Cattle Company LLC for a private arena. It'll be on the South Guernsey Road. If you're familiar with where their large facility is, it's literally catty corner. The encroachment's already there. Road and Bridge I received confirmation from them that we're all good on that. It's a beautiful encroachment, actually. Been out there, I addressed it last week for the construction certificate. It's nice, large steel building. They have been moving some dirt, but they're getting ready to do the concrete. They're kind of waiting on the construction certificate. 425 long by 202 wide, so it's 170 wide for the main building, and they have a 32-foot add-on, which were in the plans. Pretty simple. Wells and septics are gonna go through the state, and as far as I can tell, it's not a floodplain. We do not have a FEMA firm map, as I mentioned earlier this morning, to confirm that, so I'm working on who you know, where they've been raised for the floods on some of these interesting projects.
If that area ever floods, it has officially hit the fan.
Yes,
Yes.
we agree.
Noah better have room
Yeah.
on that boat.
So, the planning office's recommendation is approval with a standard 2-year term limit to complete the construction. And they will notify the planning office when the building's complete. At that time, I will go out and have some fun, take some photos, and verify it's completed, and close it out and post the pretty pictures in black and white on the public records. So, any questions?
Big red iron building,
Pardon?
big red iron building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we've never done a motion for a construction certificate before, do we need to do one now?
I would.
Okay.
So what is the fee? Is it
It's $1.8 million. I collected
okay.
$4,000,
$40,000?
no, half a
Half
percent.
a percent of.
Although,
Over, isn't that 40,000? No, that's 4,000. I'm 10 times off.
it's,
Yeah,
oh my
100,000, yeah.
what is it? It's 4,000 or
4,000.
4,000, right,
Because the first million's free.
Yeah.
the first
Yes.
million. It's not for free, it's
Does that get
discounted,
to,
sir. We don't do free.
It's
So, yeah.
progressive.
Huh?
It's progressive.
Yes.
Progressive tax system.
So anyway, so yeah, and it's all, paid. Won't take an application without the funds for the construction certificate, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I would, anybody ever have any issues?
I don't.
I would move to accept and certify the construction certificate for the Stealth League Arena. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'd second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept and certify the construction certificate for the Stillfield Arena. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Get your little signature, sir. I think this is easier to put on the records than people cross-referencing. So this is just approval and today's
Look on
date.
this page.
Oh, I'm like. Thank you, thank you. As always, I want the client know today they're all set and get them their certificates. Thank you. Next one on the docket is, this is a proposed civil subdivision. Do you have the plat map?
You can.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind. So I do not have the original Mylars on this, with all of the back and forth with a couple other projects we've had going on, it's on me that we do not have, and then Ashley, the engineer, had an unexpected out of town. So, the original Mylar's not here, so I'm looking for approval. The county engineer has approved this. This is the Hernandez's. They were working on this over a year ago and it never quite got past the irrigation district. It has been approved by the irrigation district, and on the plat, you can, very tiny print, you can see where each of those tracks, so all 3 tracks will have irrigation, would get water. It's called Hazy Acres Simple Subdivision. And this is Joe and Rainey Hernandez. They are going to retain for tract 1, the current address of 178 Bluffview Drive, which is their home and the extra land. And they are just looking to sell the lots for residential.
And does it matter that that was part of another subdivision at a prior time?
Not, nothing. This is a breakout. The legal description on this is meets and bounds.
So I think the
Believe.
current simple subdivision was a subdivision of that piece originally.
By who?
McCartney sold Kernan's those pieces of property, because that used to all be McCartney's.
Their vesting deed is a meets and bounds, not a simple subdivision.
I just was wondering, because Kernan's is a simple subdivision.
So this is a section township range. It is not part of a simple subdivision. It was broken off probably when the regulations were different.
Oh, that is the match line, yeah.
So it's,
I just was curious.
oh, no, I'm like, yeah, no, this
Is-
one's,
What'd you say, Ian?
That match line is also. See the match line there? Southwest corner, point of beginning number 1 is the same as. 3, go back to the other one. Point of beginning, That's just probably the same. I don't know.
So, I mean, to answer your question, if it was part of a simple subdivision, it cannot be divided into another simple subdivision?
it would have to go to a full subdivision, yes, sorry.
But that's what I was just wondering.
Oh, yeah, no,
I thought,
this land was
Yes, there you
broken
go,
off
that's it,
separate,
that's
there you
it.
go.
Yeah. That's it. It's interesting though. It looks like something that was.
I think this is, yeah,
So Wheatland
this is the
irrigation
current simple sub here.
Mm-hmm.
so did
is a Kernan.
Kernan's buy that entire piece without a subdivision? And then they subdivided their piece they bought?
That's what I'm
So the original piece wasn't included?
Okay.
They bought that parcel, the 178, they bought it from Roberta Turner back in 2022. So it was a meets and bounds, so I don't believe, I would have to assume, I didn't see anything that was vacated.
I mean, it
mean,
makes
so-
sense that.
Yeah.
Kernan's bought a piece, and then they subdivided their piece into those lots.
So that's all I have. I will order, if this gets approved, I'll order the original Mylar today and then, start chasing signatures, not my favorite pastime, but I will get it done because it was the planning office's delay. So, can make it right for the clients. And it's easy to go get them. I can meet the county engineer, I can meet him up in Douglas. And then, it won't be just this plat that I'll be meeting him for.
So do you guys have any questions on the Hazy Acres simple subdivision?
So I will move to approve the Hazy Acres simple subdivision.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the Hazy Acres simple subdivision. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I feel very naked without Mylar, so let me just tell you.
It's see-through, it's all see-through anyways, Laura.
Nice, nice.
Doesn't help much.
No, thank you, sir. Now we have another simple subdivision, 4W branch simple subdivision. This,
Oh, it's a mess.
This one don't look so simple.
wow! We're gonna make this bad boy simple.
Wow.
So, this is a simple subdivision with Glenda Winders and then Grady and Lisa Winders, which is Glenda is mom, Grady is son, and then daughter-in-law. So this is actually, if you look at tract 1, it's only 32.65 acres, tract 2 is 50.04 acres. They did record an affidavit of survivorship for Glenda and 2 quitclaim deeds and a record of survey. This did trickle down to me, but the assessor stopped it because the tract 1 does not comply with state statutes. It has to be a minimum of 35 acres. After lengthy conversation with Grady, and he's talked with his mom and family members, they decided to go the route to do a corrective. This is a simple subdivision to correct a record of survey. If Malcolm can scroll left, you'll see that there's a vacation. I have it documented twice. I did get it confirmed with the title company that it's sufficient. So number 4 is there, and then if you scroll down further, there's a vacation for there's number 4 to correct, and then if you go further down the document, same side, there's a vacation statement regarding the vacation.
Okay.
This has passed, I definitely had this approved by multiple entities. So the county engineer, let's just put it this way, it is passed. I have 3 things getting adjusted on this to cross those Ts. Because of the ownership and dedication on here and the actual platted are different, because as you saw, this has been carved up a little bit. I did have, Danette has signed off on this, she's run a plat. I had the title company sign off on this and has run the plat. So everybody's okay. The discrepancies have to do with old school technology and ways to survey versus what the style is using. But it is okay.
Mm. This is,
Hey, this one's taken a while. The family division, this is because mom is going to, Grady and Lisa have the 50.04 acres and that's their residence. That will keep the address of 38 El Rancho Road. Mom's house is on tract 1 and that tract 1 with the house will be willed to whoever, whatever child or children she wants to deed it to.
Is her address off Fish Creek Road then?
I didn't even look at tract 1. At that point, my understanding is both of those parcels are currently running at the 35 El Rancho Road.
So they only have one address.
So when that parcel gets broken out, they'll run a second one, which they have 2 options. They have an easement that goes through track 2, or they can do Fish Creek, so they can do El Rancho or Fish Creek. Their 2 recorded quitclaim deeds are going to have corrected quitclaim deeds that'll clean up that mess at the same time, so this gets approved. This is another Mylar. The Mylar actually has to go down to Florida first with the quitclaim deeds, then come back up to me. Then I will go with that one, and if this gets approved, with the Hazy Acres, and then I'll go get everybody's signatures and record. I expect to have it, let's see, Conservation District is gonna sign off, the county engineers approved, like I said, I'm including for the email, the 3 adjustments for the approval. Well, he gave me approval, but with intention, I'm gonna do it, assessor. Yeah, and I plan to have both of these completely done and recorded before the end of June. Unlike our situation we had with the extension, I will not be letting the Mylars out of my little possession. So we can do what everybody wants to do, especially since we have a mom who's a little bit up there in age. Time is kind of the essence, and unfortunately, this one did get dragged out a little bit, also partly my fault, so. Do you have any questions?
But ultimately, the only reason this has to be done is because of, what, 2.5 acres or something?
Yeah, 2.5 acres, gotta go through all this for that. Okay.
There's a lot behind that 2.5 acres, so,
I'm sure that, I mean, there always is,
so,
so.
I didn't ask
Is
for
this-
details, I don't want the details, that's,
I mean, like a gold claim.
so,
Yeah, is this, then that corrects completely the record for them.
corrects it and vacates it, and the title company is overjoyed.
So I would move to approve the 4W Ranch simple subdivision.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the 4W Ranch simple subdivision. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay. Third time's a charm.
Keep trying.
Trying, it's called success.
Yeah,
There's no trying involved.
that's right. 100% my batting average. 1,000, isn't that what it is?
I'm trying to become 100% here pretty quick, you know. Yeah, we only got one outstanding glitch that might have just gotten fixed, so.
What is it, the Board of County Commissioners?
No, never. Okay. This next one's, did you have time to read this? This is, the next item on my agenda for you is, I think we need to do a road name petition. So this would apply to only private roads, so it wouldn't be something like in subdivision. I have 3 cases on my desk right now. One of them is the Gifford Simple Subdivision. They recorded the plat not long ago. You got it approved, got it recorded. After they got approved it, they started talking, and the whole point of the Gifford Simple Subdivision was to keep it in the family. My understanding is they want to rename Gifford Way in honor of her father, who was the reason why they could do the Gifford subdivision. So they're looking to rename the name in a recorded plat. We also have records of survey and simple subdivisions recorded. The simple subdivision was recorded prior to me. And the records of survey don't have to go through me, that have been recorded without names of roads. So if you record one of these subdivisions without the name of the access road, the private road, then what happens is you have a situation where you're gonna have Guernsey Park Road, let's say South Guernsey Road, and it has 8 large acre parcels. That is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. That's how it's addressed. So it would be number 1A, 1B, 1C. So that is not ideal in USPS, is not ideal for emergency management, is not ideal for the assessor's office, all of who I've talked to. So getting these private roads named as it comes up to fix a plat, or if they wanna change the name, I think it would be important to have the county have some say and be able to track this. there's a, big discrepancy in emergency management, sheriff and EMS services getting to some of these locations. Jamie is totally on board. Anthony was jumping up and down saying, this is a great idea.
That Anthony? Sure.
The other one, Rhodesy. Sheriff Anthony. And Road and Bridge, they are indexing the county roads, but it also would help them to index what is running onto a county road. And also, we're trying, I guess this is kind of phase one, we're trying to get it a little more cohesive so we know what's out there.
So currently, if somebody has a private road, they just name it whatever they wanna name it?
Yep.
And so then when emergency management gets called to whatever they name it, the first thing the firefighters go, where is that? I've never heard of that road. Dispatch doesn't have any record of it.
Correct.
We could be looking up Fletcher Park for something that's out east of town or something.
Yeah.
Or by Guernsey. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to have some kind of a formal process to go through
Yeah.
to name the road.
And we can start the indexing process now, and then as it comes up, I know Leanne's working, when they do the encroachments, that's also, I think we can integrate the departments and then the roads a lot better. And this would be the first phase. I talked to a couple counties, they charge $200 just to do the name. Albany County, I give you an example, I really like that example. It gives you some rules of like what you can and can't do or should or shouldn't do to name the road. It also acknowledges all the landowners who are affected by the road, are sign an acknowledgement. One thing I would do is take our road petition and do an affidavit, and those would be put of public record by whoever the applicant is would be in charge. So that would be, you have your notarized affidavit is the first page with an exhibit attachment for the road. So then you can cross-reference if this is a name change, if this is a new name, all that'll be a public record with the legal descriptions. The other thing that I would like to attach to this, so that $200 would actually cover the recording fee, which would basically a 2, maybe 3-page document would be included in that. We wouldn't collect extra like we've done in the past to record a Mylar. The other thing would be to, at the same time, make it mandatory with this road document that Road and Bridge is creating and installing a sign. So that can be anywhere with their new rates from $225 to $275. And I was thinking of doing a flat $300 fee. And then if they do, if the road comes out at 2 ends, then do their discounted, whatever, find out what their discounted rate is for 2. So I'm looking at a $500. This is just a proposal, but that would get these private roads that do not have any signage, also signage. Because when I do an addressing, I take a picture of it, but if I'm doing a road, if I was doing a road petition and we're changing the name of the road, I will be sending that out to the assessor, to Road and Bridge, to Emergency Management Services, dispatch, and it goes with a picture. So at least somebody can have a visual of where it is. I have talked to the sheriff, and it might be a situation where these come up and addressing that on occasion, like if I can get 3 or 4 addresses, I will call the sheriff's department, and whoever does that portion of the county will go out with me, so at least they're familiar. It was a shock to me for a simple subdivision that's, a record of survey, a large acre subdivision off of Meadowdale, up out northeast of Glendo. They didn't know that Prairie View Road was a road. Very poorly marked. It's since been corrected, but they didn't know what was up there, and we have a lot of those lots selling and a lot of addressing going on.
So what would be the requirement for a road to have to be named to start with?
It's a private road.
So any private road in the county would have to have a name from now on.
I would say so. It's actually in the rules and regulations for the subdivisions to have a name on your road.
So subdivision roads or a private road. I mean, so I know roads all over the county that are private that don't have names.
Are they private, are they So you may like Lookout Ranch Road, let's just use that. It's not in this county, but it is a prime example. It's not technically a road, it's actually a private easement. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the roads that are on the recorded plats.
And that was my
Right.
question, what's the requirement for a road to fall into this?
It would,
Have to have a name.
it would have to be one that is in a recorded plat or record of survey. An
There's-
official private road,
Because like I say, there's private roads all over the
right?
county that I don't think we want to have anything to do with making people pick names for them.
No.
Requiring
No, no, no,
them to
no.
have names or anything else.
No, not those. So I'm looking for if it's a recorded plat, recorded simple subdivision, and they wanna do a name change or
So
add a
basically,
name.
it would be a road that somebody has an address off of.
That would be an yes, an addressable road.
So like, a lot of the private roads I'm thinking about are, from their address is whatever, Fletcher Park Road, but then their private road goes 10 miles back into their ranch.
I call that a driveway. I do, I mean, that's technically a
It
driveway.
is, yeah.
I call that a driveway, that would not classify.
So the requirement would be that basically there's probably more than one residence off of that road.
Is it a private road with public access? Doesn't that come up before? The subdivision roads are private roads with public access?
Yes, correct.
So private roads with public access is maybe the simplest way to deal with them.
Yeah.
And I
I
think
mean,
that,
really to answer the question, it's those that have been dedicated for the public use.
Public use.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, there,
yes,
thank you.
there you go.
The issue in question is whether you'd have jurisdiction
That's
to require
exactly
that
what I'm
over
talking
large acreage subdivisions.
Yeah.
That'd be a legal question to ask Doug, but
Well, if somebody's coming to us to put a name on a road, they can, I mean, like, right now, we don't have the jurisdiction. But if somebody wants to name a road or rename a road,
Because those aren't platted subdivisions.
right. And so that's
there's
the
a line
question.
there.
Yeah, that we don't wanna cross.
So
Yeah.
really what the goal is to see, so you can't really take action on it today because there's going to have to be some rule promulgation, right?
Yes.
And then you can't assess fees unless they're established in a resolution, either statute or resolution. And so what you'd give today is a head nod basically to Laura, either yay or nay. If it's yay, she'll start the process of rule promulgation. It'll be part of the land use rules and regs. And of course, it'll come to planning and zoning, then to you.
Yeah.
So some of those, the goal is that some of those questions are worked out in those public
Right.
hearings.
Yeah.
The other benefit of this is these roads will get named and put in the GIS faster. This is another cross-reference to get them on the GIS. What you're looking at there, Ian, you'll look at it in a minute, sorry, and I did not have this, anyway, this, you did get, that's actually what Laramie Peak Ranch recorded to change names of roads in their record of survey. And they had already sold lots. There's no acknowledgement that the landowners who had already owned lots, purchased lots, knew about this name change. And I think that's a liability for health and safety of our residents and visitors in our county.
And that's one of those 35 acre subdivisions.
You got it. And I think that is a understated, very important. And I think with more people and more visitors in our county, that we are here to protect them, all of us. I think, so.
But yeah, the 35 acre ones are the ones that are the most frustrating for first responders because you don't know where they're at.
Exactly. That's,
But I guess that's the question, do we have the authority to require it? of them?
we already require them to have a road sign to address them. That's already a requirement. So when these people call me to get an address, I mean, I got Prairie View Estates now has official signs up. So I think it's doable between the addressing requirement to have the road sign up. And the Road and Bridge has very detailed, Leanne's wonderfully put in there what's a requirement for a road sign and expectations. And they have the ability to create the signs, which is nice. So if you are interested in me proceeding, let me know, be happy to. And then hopefully come before you on the 16th maybe? With, 16th of
No
June?
way, because you'll have to do the notification
Oh,
for public
notification.
hearing for public comment at a planning and zoning meeting.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. So then,
So it's that same 45 and 15-day windows.
so probably August, is probably where we're at,
Probably.
We'll see.
so.
I'm guessing September, but
Yeah.
we'll see how fast you move. Because you'll have to have a public hearing in front of planning and zoning.
Right. Which I have till June 30th to do the August 11th meeting. And I mean, I definitely want help from the other entities in the county so that, you know, specific verbiage.
I mean, I think Doug and Morel will have to be consulted because
Yes,
right now with the addressing issue, we can hold the address. We don't have to address it. What we're talking about is requiring it prior to addressing. And then it brings up the question of jurisdiction. Do we have the jurisdiction without adopting large acreage subdivision requirements?
I don't think we're requiring it, it would be somebody coming to us to do a name change. It's not us imposing it on somebody, it's somebody in the counties who would be coming to us.
So it would
To
be
do
a
that.
voluntary,
Yes, it's
but the
voluntary.
only way that they could change the name is if they came to us.
Mhm.
So that would be us imposing it.
Okay.
And so the question becomes jurisdiction.
Okay,
So that probably would have to be answered before we go any further.
I think it's part of it.
okay. I do know other counties do this, so, yeah, but I can definitely talk to, I can talk to the attorney.
Large
differ.
acre subdivision rules, so we haven't adopted.
One of these that is in question is actually a simple subdivision, it's not a large acre parcel.
Yeah, I think those
And
ones are
those,
easy.
yeah, I think we can do.
Okay. The other question would be, do we wanna take on the jurisdiction of large acre parcels?
No,
No,
Okay,
resounding,
You wanna think
Well-
about that for a second, or?
No,
no.
that would alleviate the subdivision of the subdivision, large acre parcel getting subdivided again. Okay.
No.
Resounding no on that one, alrighty then. Okay, so the hang up, I would need to talk to the county attorney regarding somebody coming from the large acre parcel situation and wanting to put a name on the road. Okay. See if we can do something like this. Okay. So get with the, if Doug's like, yes, if, I have no idea what you're talking about. So if the county attorney says, actually, yeah, we could do that, so then I proceed and,
I think you proceed no matter what
okay,
and draft the rule, and then it will just have to have a legal review by Doug and Morel.
Okay.
But they definitely don't work in a world of conceptual, they want in black and white, so you'll have to write it,
I know,
yeah, so.
I'll
They're not being
non-conceptualize. This is a conceptualized meeting. All right, so interested?
yeah,
Okay. All right, I can take that paper back. That's just a really crappy example. All right, that's all I have.
budget discussion.
I think I've got the best budget in this county. This is the smallest.
I don't think so.
Oh, it's not? Dang it. Wow, is that somebody who needs to be kicked out of the room? Yeah, looks like.
Really, you know, we had to take some shots in the dark this year, and what I had asked Laura to do in her budget preparation is not to, you think about it as a normal year. You know, the Chugwater Energy Project, that's a outlier, that's not gonna happen every year, right? When that happens, and you get those big projects, you will have to have the ability to amend your budget. Publications will be more expensive, outside assistance will be required, and so in this, you don't see the contract help, for instance. So keep that in mind, this is just based off like a regular year. The only thing I didn't change any requests, other than salary, and that was, I did the requested salary for everybody, trying to build in a higher increase, but I met myself halfway. I did recommend new equipment, that's a tonneau cover for the Ford Ranger that lives with the planning department. My question though, and this is gonna be a theme for a few of them, on vehicle maintenance. So that vehicle's primarily assigned to the planning department. The election department has one that's primarily assigned to them, but it's used, like, Mona took the election one last week for a conference in Rollins, perfect, that's what it's for. But we tried to pool all of these in the maintenance department and put it under their wing. But I'm starting to find myself advocating that we silo it a little bit so that, like for the Ranger, Laura has the primary responsibility to ensure that vehicle is maintained. I've got the primary responsibility for the one that's assigned to the election department. My question would be what your preference is. Should those be siloed or centralized?
Gosh, it's almost kind of with you.
And if it's centralized, I think we have to come up with a better tracking system.
Yeah.
And ensure that the issues that are arising get addressed.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm advocating siloing.
I would agree with that.
Okay. So I'll work in a vehicle repair line.
Laura's pretty good at changing oil in the
Yep.
I got charged $100, didn't go to the other account. I don't know.
But I did recommend the tonneau cover. I mean, if you're taking signage out to post
Oh,
it,
gosh, please.
Yeah.
Please. I mean, even if it was something where somebody else was using it to go to the airport, getting something in that backseat, every time you're like holding your breath, you don't rip the cloth, which is perfect now. Even my big metal signs, I'd rather have them thrown in the back because they're too big for the front seat. Not only that, they're a danger. And then when I was putting up the Nextera signs, I mean, it's a good sized box for those signs. 24 by 24 to be exact. And you've got a box of those, and then I think we all know what it's like to not have a tonneau cover, open something up and the wind hit your bed of your truck just right. It can get exciting. It would be nice just to have a little bit of protection.
so there you go. There's my recommendations.
Okay.
Suburban's too expensive.
What?
The Suburban's too expensive.
I'm sorry, I'm not a housewife.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for something that's enclosed, a Suburban's actually, or like a van, is much nicer than a truck with a
A little
tonneau
SUV
cover.
or something even, but
A little minivan.
Yeah, that's right.
seriously,
A soccer mom.
I'm gonna,
And you'll
we're gonna switch with the
remember,
voter.
we got the Ranger, our previous agreement with the town of Wheatland was that we had to provide transportation. So we purchased something that lived with that department. Now that it came back here, and we got that so that it had a little bit more off-road capability and insurance, so that should you have to get to a rougher area. Well, we're on YouTube, I won't say it, but anyway, so that's why we went with a vehicle like that.
Yeah.
It was cost-effective and off-road worthy.
It is, and it's already come into play where if it had been wet, there's a couple spots. If it's, we had this rain yesterday, and if I was addressing today, I know there's a couple spots that I'm like, if I get that far out of town, I'm going to put it in four-wheel drive and get her done. So, not to the detriment of the vehicle, but it is nice and reassuring to know that I have that capability, especially on some of the roads.
Okay, anything else? Any questions? Thanks.
All right, thank you.
So we wanna move you till after lunch?
Yeah. Yeah, and then, just a reminder to everybody in the room, online, the you'll consider the final orders for the Chugwater Energy Project at about 3 today. I think we'll be pretty close to it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm happy to wait.
Okay.